Hey y'all. Okay, it's happening. I'm filming a gift guide. I actually wasn't gonna do it. It wasn't on my calendar for December, but I've gotten a lot of requests and a lot of you saying that you took advantage of my gift guide last year, that it gave you ideas that you wouldn't otherwise have had. And I'm delighted to do it. I love gift giving, and I really love thinking of things that make great gifts and that make great gifts for a variety of people. It was so fun to put this list together last year. I don't know why I didn't think I should do it again this year, but I'm glad that I decided to do it because once again, it was really fun. But also I didn't revisit last year's video when I made this list, so there might be a little bit of overlap, but I know that there are some things that are new. If there is some overlap and you're like, oh, we've heard this all before about XYZ, forgive me. I know that there's at least one thing that I'm going to repeat, but it's worth repeating. For the most part, it's new stuff and new ideas, I think, and I hope. Anyway, if this is your first time to my channel, then welcome. I'm really glad you're here. I'm Hannah. I love beautiful things. It's part of why I love gift giving because, I don't know, gift giving is my love language. It's one of my love languages, and I think that that comes from loving beautiful things so much. It just feels like giving something special or giving something beautiful is definitely an expression of love. So I get all excited about it. But I'm always trying to stay practical as well on my channel. I try not to buy too much, I try not to spend too much, and I try not to encourage you all to do that either. So I'm breaking this gift guide down actually. There's going to be a group of things that are a little bit more expensive, like in the $75 to maybe $200 range. And then there's going to be a whole group of things that are in the $30 range, maybe $30 to $50 range. If all of that sounds good to you, and if you enjoy this while you're watching and you're not subscribed, please subscribe. Now let's go ahead and get into the meat of this video. I'm still getting used to my new haircut. I haven't edited any videos yet in which I have the haircut. So I keep looking in the monitor and being like, is this okay? Are we okay? I'm hoping we're okay. I feel fierce. I just don't know if I actually look fierce, but what matters more? I feel like how I feel is what matters more. And I'm telling you, I feel fierce. So we're starting with the more high end, the more expensive stuff, because this is stuff that I'm more excited about, to be totally honest. I also want to get out of the way the thing that I'm absolutely positive that I mentioned last year, which is print fresh. So I have so last year, the way that I did this last year was I talked about the things that I was actually getting for my family, which reminds me, I should have said this in the introduction, but if you're one of my family members, then you have to stop watching, same as last year. Even though this video isn't structured around gifts I am giving, which is what my gift guide was last year, still, I might mention offhand here and there, what I decided to get for people, because many of these gifts are gifts that I am giving myself. I mean, I'm telling you my best ideas, and I'm also acting on my best ideas. So Mom, Ellie, Dad, my cousins, if you're watching, just wait. You can watch in January, okay? So last year, I wasn't even connected with this brand. I had just discovered them, fallen in love with them, and I bought, almost everyone in my family, a pair of print fresh pajamas for Christmas last year. And then in the gift guide, I was showing what I had purchased for my grandmother, my sister, and all this stuff. And after that, the brand got in touch with me, and they have been so lovely. They're just, it's such a great team. It's so cool what they do. And it's grown so much this year. I remember last year when I was buying pajamas for my family at the holidays, there was just 2 or 3 options for the styles that they offered. And then there were way fewer prints. I feel like what they offer is quadrupled over the course of this year. There's just been a huge boom, and it's awesome because the prints, they've just continued to innovate and come out with such beautiful prints. So I have a couple here. Print Fresh they make cotton pajamas. If you don't know, I'm sorry. I have just completely failed so far to say exactly what I'm talking about. It's a small, independently owned brand out of Philadelphia, woman owned, and they make these beautiful cotton pajamas, just straight up crisp but soft, and they get softer as you wash them. Beautifully cut, comfy cotton pajamas with the most amazing prints. And I love printed pajamas. It's like my favorite thing. So it's maybe my favorite brand that I've ever been connected with. Definitely like top 3 or top 5, like one of the brands that I'm the most excited to be in communication with and the most grateful that they sometimes send me free pajamas that I can wear them on YouTube. So these are some of the prints that have come out since last year that I like the most. This one is asparagus and artichokes, and it also has little birds. This, I got my sister like one of the short sets, like short sleeves with shorts, because I know that I was like communicating with her significant other and learned that she doesn't have very much like hot weather pajama stuff, and she lives in a place that can get very hot. So this is a short robe that they sent me, and then I got a pair with this print for my sister. I just think it's so cute. And this is the Orange Grove, which it can't be my favorite print because I think the one with the tiger prints are my favorites, but this is the one I've been wearing the most. And I like how this can kind of, I feel like it's very holiday, but it's also kind of summery. So this is like a good year-round pajama. And I have a set of this, like long sleeves and long pants, and I wear this all the time. Like you never see me almost in my house without some Orange Grove on me. This is also a new colorway of their classic original print, which is the Bagheera print. And they made this tote. They came out with this color Sapphire this year, and they made this tote, and they sent this to me. Joe really loves the Bagheera print pants. He's got a pair of the blush colored Bagheera pants that he wears nonstop. Recently, they graciously sent him another in this color, the like sapphire Bagheera, which he's also been wearing nonstop since they arrived. So I love seeing my handsome husband tootling around the house in these like amazing printed pajamas. I love tootling around the house in these amazing printed pajamas. They have some sets that are specifically designed to be like men's sets, but they were like anyone can wear like any of them. I think Joe has one of the robes that was originally like a women's robe, but obviously a robe is a robe, you know. And I actually think the blue Bagheera pants he has might actually be a women's large long as well. And you know, they fit him beautifully. And the prints, I think like anyone can wear any print. They're just all incredible. So I love these for giving because I'm sorry, I got distracted just talking about how much I love Print Fresh, and I like need to focus on talking about gift giving. I love these for gift giving because the sizing is very generous, and I think pajama sizing it's good for it to be generous in general. What by that I mean that like the medium is like a generous medium. Like I usually wear medium in bottoms, and in Print Fresh I actually fit better into a small long, but the medium is fantastic on me as well because it's just roomier and baggier. But what that means is that if you're buying for someone else and you're not exactly sure which size they usually wear, which size they would wear if they were trying them on, you still kind of can't go wrong because people can kind of wear the size down size or the size up size. I would say maybe err on the side of sizing down a little bit because they tend to be generous. But the robes are so size versatile, and they're also a very size inclusive brand. So I feel like there's a whole bunch of people that could wear just like the small/medium or medium/large robe. But then I think the robes also go up to like a 2X, 3X. They make like an XXL version of that. That's also very size versatile. And you really can't go wrong with fit with something that just like wraps around and ties like that, especially because they offer extended sizing. So I just feel like if it's like the person that you want to get them something nice and you do want to spend like $150 or something on them and you want it to be special and something they'll love and wear a lot, but something they maybe wouldn't have bought themselves, I just feel like Print Fresh can almost always fit the bill. And they gave me a code. So I think you can always get, they've been having sales on and off as we draw closer to the holidays. But I think if they're not having a sale, you can always get at least 15% off with my code, which I can't remember, but I'll put it in the description box down below. And I know one of the reasons that I'm including Print Fresh again on my list, even though I talked about them last year, is that it's the brand that one of the brands that I've gotten the most feedback on from you saying that you did buy pajamas as gifts or for yourself and that you love them, or like the recipient of the gift really loved them. Like I'm always getting notes from you guys being like, so thank you so much for telling me about Print Fresh. And I'm like, you're welcome, because they're the best. So that's it. That's my first recommendation for, that's it. The gift guide's over. Everyone's getting print pressure on us. No, just kidding. That's my first loungewear recommendation in the sort of like $75 to $200 range. And I have another one, which is something that I've talked about before, but not in the gift giving capacity. Hold on. Do you remember these robes that I was wearing all summer long? I haven't been wearing them as much since it's gotten a little bit chillier, but this is... And actually, this is in the wrong place. Okay, the Cantha robe, I mean, it's in the wrong place for price. These are actually not expensive. I'm putting them in the second half of the video. This is maybe like 65. So this is getting close to the 75, like low end of this price bracket. So this is a Cantha robe. There, you can get a sense. I've been trying to like hold it up so you can get a sense of what it looks like. I wear this all the time when I'm like getting ready on camera. So you've seen it a lot. But this is like the collar. This is the sleeve. Cantha is this style of fabrication. It's 2 layers of soft cotton that are sewn together with this stitching. So you can see the stitching goes straight through and it adds some texture on the outside. And I feel like it really makes it feel luxurious because the stitching is going like over the print. There's just something very special about it. So I purchased this from an Etsy seller and I just live in it. And I've also purchased a robe like this, like in different prints for a whole bunch of people. Like I gave one to Julia as a gift over the summer. I gave one to my sister as a gift, my grandmother, my mom. That's like an array of people who are all like different body types, different heights, different sizes. And it's fit all of us and everybody loves it. It's just fantastic. It's generously sized, which I really like because I'm tall and I like feeling cozy. But because the fabric isn't super stiff or thick, it's sturdier than just a thin cotton because it's that double layer and it has embroidery, but it's still fluid enough that when you wrap it around and tie it, it doesn't feel like super bulky. It doesn't make me kind of like square shaped. It's very lovely and like flattering feeling and flattering looking to wear. So I just feel like it's perfectly balanced in all these ways. It's luxurious feeling and special, but also without super breaking the bank. You know, I mean, I feel like in other circumstances, like I bought it from an Etsy shop and it shipped from India and it was made there. And it's like a small family-owned business, which is also great. It's like a great thing to support when you're buying gifts. I feel like if it were, I don't know, like manufactured and marketed by Anthropologie or something, it'd be like $250. You know, it's like one of those situations where even though it's not super inexpensive, it's still an amazing deal for like what it is, especially as a gift. So this is a great thing to give as a gift. And if I hadn't given one already to like everybody in my life, that's what I'd be giving this holiday season. So I'll link the Etsy shop from which I actually purchased mine. And I'll also link a couple of other Etsy shops that have that kind of Cantha robe, that sells that kind of Cantha robe, because there are a couple of them that I've come across in my Etsy browsing. Most of the prints are more, actually, I don't know if that's true. The prints that I purchased, that I gave as gifts, tended to be a little bit more on the feminine side, but I think they actually do make some that are more like a single color or stripes or something if you're giving a gift to someone who doesn't tend to wear like floral prints or more elaborate prints. So I think that they're not only, you know, versatile in terms of like the gender presentation or gender identity of the person you're giving it to, but they're also versatile taste-wise, like in terms of what somebody likes to wear. I just happen to have like a pale blush floral one because that's what I'm into. Okay, let's talk about another Etsy shop, which I am going to link the shop, but it's actually kind of a larger recommendation than just the shop. The recommendation is if somebody wears jewelry, a piece of solid gold jewelry. There is, I've learned recently, I mean, I've always known this, but I've been sort of more aware of it recently because one of the things I've done this year is to replace some of the kind of semi-permanent earrings in my ears, especially the ones in my cartilage up here. There is such a huge difference in terms of wear and practicality, and also in terms of the look between solid gold jewelry, like 14 karat gold solid, and gold-plated or gold vermeil jewelry. And gold vermeil jewelry can be really pretty. And if you're getting something like a big chunky necklace, then it makes a huge price difference. It's like solid gold versus gold vermeil, which is like a heavy gold plating But when you're buying like a really small, delicate piece of jewelry, it makes a price difference, but I feel like it's the kind of price difference that it's kind of commensurate with the benefits of the solid gold piece, but maybe not a price difference that somebody would leap if they were buying it for themselves. And I feel like that's what makes it a really good gift. So I've been very abstract so far, but let's put it in very practical terms, right? I have these cartilage piercings right here. I needed to replace them. At the time, I wanted to get one that I felt like was perfect, that would be in there forever. And so I got a solid gold one, which is this one on the top right here. I could only afford to get one. And then the other ones, I got like one for here, and one for the other side. And I got those just like gold plated, and they were much less expensive. Like I think that the solid gold one was like $50 and the other ones were like $7 or something. Like it was a huge price difference. But fast forward like 5 months and all of them except for the solid gold one, like the plating has worn off. They're starting to get sort of like weird discoloration. They're getting yucky. They're dull. They don't look cute anymore. They've been used up. You know what I mean? In like less than half of a year, all of the ones that maybe added up to like $30, $25 or $30, the less expensive ones, they all kind of had to be taken out and replaced. Whereas the solid gold one is still in perfect condition and it's never irritated me and it's never tarnished. And I just feel like it's going to be good forever. So if you know somebody who has like small cartilage piercings or extra holes, or even just someone who wears stud earrings, like this is where I hope my sister is not watching, but my sister, she wears like simple gold stud earrings all the time, but she's always losing them or they're always getting tarnished or whatever. So almost every Christmas, she's like, I need more like simple gold studs. I need more small gold studs. And she will like have some on her wish list that are like $20, $30, you know, because they're those less expensive gold plated or imitation gold ones. So for Christmas this year, I sprung for a pair of solid 14 karat gold studs for her that have screw backs instead of the push backs. And when they have screw backs, it's like you can sleep on them and they don't poke you. The idea is that she can put them in, screw the backs in, and then she can literally just wear them for weeks, if not months, if not like a year. The gold won't tarnish, it won't irritate her skin. The plating, there's no plating, so it won't wear off, and it's comfortable, so she can just kind of forget that they're there. I feel like it's a good gift, again, because it's the kind of thing that feels like such a luxury for a lot of people to buy themselves. But even though it's a bit expensive, like I think that the pair of studs that I got for Ellie added up to like about $100. It can be a bit expensive. If that's what you're looking to spend on someone, it can be a really good gift. So I really like this one Etsy shop, A Day Like. Like it's all one word, ADAYLIKE, but it's A Day Like. It's the shop from which I purchased this, and they put 2 extra earrings in the package with me with the order for Ellie, and I'm wearing them both, and I'm going to show them to you right now. So the one on top, the kind of like very thick huggy hoop. That's the one I purchased myself over the summer. The one that's a little bit lower down on my cartilage on the side here with like it's like a huggy with like a dangling chain. That's one of the ones they sent me. I love it so much. I actually had my eye on that one. It was one of the ones that I like wanted to buy from the shop. So I was really thrilled that they sent it to me. I didn't like pick it out or something. They just like picked it for me, and I couldn't be happier with how it looks. The other thing they sent me was a huge surprise. It's a ring that has a long chain, threader chain attached to it. And it's something I would never have bought myself. But now that I have it in, I love it. It's in this ear. Hopefully the close-up will be good. But basically, I put the hoop, I have 4 holes in this ear, and there's like a ring in the front. There's a huggy in the front. And I put the ring in the second hole, and then I looped it through the 3rd hole and then the 4th hole so that the chain is like dangling down. It's very delicate, but it sparkles so much. And it's been in for like a week or 2 just like this. And it seems so delicate, and I've worried about it, but nothing's really happened to mess it up. I mean, sometimes it gets pulled a little bit down so that the dangly part's hanging down further and one of the loops is like shorter. And then I just adjust it. I've been sleeping in it, showering in in it, taking a bath in it. I haven't taken it out and it looks just like it did when I first put it in. I think I really like how sparkly it is. When you're seeing chains like this, like really thin, delicate gold chains in listings on the internet, they just seem so will-o'-the-wispy, like barely there. And that's why I've never been interested in a thing like that. And now that I see it in my ear, it's like, wow, it actually gives off quite a lot of sparkle when it catches the light. So this is something that if you know someone like me with like a couple of holes in her ear or something like this is actually like a really good gift. And again, it's something I would never have bought for myself, but now that I have it, I'm ecstatic. And I feel like that's something that makes it a gift a really good one. So I appreciate a day like for sending these along. And it's exciting too to have been able to like have sampled more than just the one that I had purchased myself, sampled more than just those from their shop. And also the packaging is very beautiful from this. Really, it's like, again, a small, independent, woman-owned business. And the packaging is stunning. The things cut, it looks like luxurious. Like the boxes are very beautiful, high-end feeling. The pouch is very high-end feeling. And especially if you're just buying one, this is a gift that could be just like $50 or under $50. But if you're buying, again, like the two solid gold like studs for my sister, it was about $100. But the quality is amazing and totally worth it. So if I can think of any other shops that I know or brands that make delicate solid gold jewelry like that, then I'll link that too. But I'll definitely link a day like, because I think you absolutely can't go wrong with them. And the shipping was really fast and everything. And they were very responsive in the messaging on Etsy. So it's a really good shop that I'm happy to be able to bring to your attention. What is this? Okay, I have one more jewelry recommendation, which might have been in last year. So I'll be quick about this. But I just still think that Wolf and Moon makes such a good gift. So I have a pair of Wolf and Moon earrings that I bought myself some years ago at this point with my budget. It's these pairs. They're made out of this lightweight wood, which is one of the things that I think makes these good gifts, like giftable, because with earrings, that's one of the hard things. Like people have different tolerances as far as how heavy an earring is. And these, they, even like the most elaborate, largest designs that are made in this style, they're lightweight. So I feel like you don't have to worry that you're going to like give this to someone and they're not going to be able to wear it for a practical reason like weight. They make some smaller, more delicate ones. I think I gave my sister like a necklace from them once for her birthday and like a pair of really much simpler earrings that she can wear for work because she's like in a professional job and she has to look professional. But they also make these really fun ones. I don't think they make the pears anymore, but they make other fruits and flowers and just everything is incredibly beautiful. I've always sort of like had it in the back of my mind to collect some more pieces from Wolf and Moon. Like that's something that I would like to do. But as of yet, it's just these pairs that I have, and they're just some of my favorite earrings that I've ever bought. So when it comes to jewelry, I think for somebody who is more minimalist, more like simple gold or like stacking and, you know, basic stuff like that, the solid gold jewelry is like a really great route. For someone who you think is a little more adventurous with jewelry, maybe happy to wear some more artistic jewelry, art jewelry, more editorial jewelry, more statement pieces, Wolf and Moon is a really great option because there's the art is so unique and the construction is so practical. And the pricing isn't super bad either. I'm including them in this realm, in this like $75 to $200 section, because some of them, like the more elaborate pairs, can get up to like, I think it's like 60 pounds. It's UK based, so it'll make 60 pounds, 70 pounds, which is like getting close to $100. But the smaller, more delicate ones are much, much less expensive. So you can find something on Wolf and Moon if you're looking for more delicate earrings that don't cost as much. And so those could actually be in the other section. Okay, last for the $75 to $200 range, I want to talk about two sweaters. I love giving sweaters as gifts, partly because I really love sweaters. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I feel like as long as it can be dangerous if you're like only giving people things you want for yourself and you're not thinking about whether they are actually going to use them. Like that's the way in which it's not necessarily good to just give stuff that you love. But I feel like I give sweaters to people who I know also love sweaters, and I take a particular joy in giving them because I love sweaters so much. And I think that actually does add value to a gift. So I love to give a sweater, and I'm always keeping an eye out for sweaters that I think have the kind of versatility that means that they make really good gifts. And there are two that I have to recommend this year. One is the one that I'm wearing right now, which is by Paloma Wool. And I bought this for myself this year. This is the second Paloma Wool jacquard face sweater that I've purchased. I've like become a collector of them, and because I now have two. You might have seen me wearing the other one recently. It's cream colored and it has a little bit higher of a collar, and it has the face in black. This one is like a really dark, interesting green. I don't know how well you can see that from there. I have a feeling that it just looks black on camera, but in real life, it's this very dark, it's like a really, really dark teal that's knitted with some black. And it's funny because this teal isn't really in my palette. Like I don't have any other clothes that are this color, but because it's so deep and so intriguing and so sort of like murky and midnighty, I feel like it works for me. And I'm really glad that I decided to get this color. They also made this sweater in like a cream color and in this kind of taupey gray. You would have thought that I would be interested in the taupey gray, but for some reason, this one really just got me. I think because it's so different from the one that I got last year. So what makes this such a giftable sweater? One is the sizing. So it's the combination of the sizing and the material. They changed the design of this sweater this year to be unisex. So it's just more size versatile. It's a little bit boxier, and it's something that it just feels like more different kinds of bodies could fit into a variety of sizes and be comfortable in them because of the way that the styling has changed a little bit. I think it's like a tiny bit less cropped and maybe a little bit boxier, which I really like. Also, it's incredibly stretchy. It has some wool in it, but it's kind of like, it's a blend. It definitely has some wool and some, I think, Angora in it, but it's also got some polyamide. Okay, not Angora. I meant alpaca. So it's wool, mostly wool. Second highest content is acrylic. It's also got some alpaca, which gives it this sort of slightly textured quality. And then nylon, polyamide, and elastane. So that stretchiness means that it's going to wash really well, wear really well. Like it has that, to me, that combination, that balance of natural materials and synthetic fibers that make it work really, really well and wear really, really well. I love sweaters made out of all natural fiber, and I'll address that in a second. But I feel like for some people, when you're giving a gift, that's kind of a bit much. You have to be sure that someone's cool with like a really solid, intense wool sweater that's going to require a little bit of care when you're washing it and stuff like that. This is just a little bit easier, a little bit lower maintenance than a thing like that. And I think that that's a thing that makes it a good gift. I also just find it very appealing. Like I think there's something about the face print. It works for people who like a more minimalist style, but it also has a kind of cheekiness. I feel like it's a little something special, but it's not too much. And I just could see that working for a lot of people. It's kind of expensive, but every time I've checked, I bought it on sale, like a pretty extreme sale actually, from this shop, The Lobby, which I'd never shopped from before. But I was like I was trying to see what Paloma Wool had come out with this year. And then I saw it on The Lobby. I think it's listed for something like $160, but I want to say that when I got it, it was like, they were having like a 40% off sale because I feel like I didn't spend much more than $100 on it myself. And the last time I checked, it was like $120 or something. So it's like they're always putting it on sale and then taking it off of sale on The Lobby. So that's the site that I'll link below. The last time I checked, they had all 3 colors still in stock. And then lastly, brief mention to the brand Baba, because I recently acquired one of their sweaters after like wanting one for years. I love it. I couldn't love it more. I'm about to film like a full, super thorough review of that. So if you're interested in Baba, stay tuned on my channel for that review because it's coming soon. I've already purchased another Baba sweater as a gift for my mom. I didn't get the turtleneck one for her. That's the one I have. The chunky, it's sort of like a slightly chunky, slightly mock crew neck. And it's a little bit shorter and a little more cropped and a little boxier, which is what she likes. So I'm just putting it here because I think that they make a great gift. And again, stay tuned for the thorough review, but what I'll say quickly right now is that what I've learned getting one for my mom and one for myself, and spoiler alert, another one for myself when I got during Black Friday, is that the eco-dyed wool colors are less scratchy at the outset than the natural ones. So you can get a Baba sweater if you get like the gray or the cream or like the color oak or mist. There are a whole bunch of them that are just the colors of the sheep that they have. So So if you look on it and it's like, this is an undyed one, it's just like the raw wool, basically. I got one of those, the color oak. That's the one that I have worn on my channel that some of you know about. That is quite a scratchy sweater when it first arrives. I don't mind that, and I know that it'll soften over time. It's already softened with wear, and it will soften even more with washing. But I love wool, and it doesn't bother me. I actually kind of like it. That's like really, really the real deal, you know? But the other sweaters that I've touched from Baba are like the eco-dyed ones. So the wool has been processed, it's been washed so that it could be dyed. And those ones are softer when they arrive. So if you want to give someone a pure wool sweater and you're a little worried about the issue of scratchiness, pick one of the colors, the eco-dyed wool colors from Baba, and not one of the like raw original wools. And then I'll save the rest of what I have of my review for my review, but I just want to let you know it's a very expensive sweater, and I think that if you're willing to spend that much on someone, it makes a fantastic gift. Also, relatively size versatile because of the cuts. So they famously each sweater is just one size. Some are larger and some are small. Some of the styles are larger and smaller. So the styles seem to vary in size, but each style only comes in one size. However, in my experience of the ones that I've seen, they're styled and cut in a way that means that they actually can fit a variety of sizes. And my mom is a very different size from me. And I feel confident that the sweater is going to not only fit her, but also look fantastic on her because it's got the bat wing sleeves and the boxy slouchy shape. It just feels, it's not like it could fit absolutely literally everyone under the sun, but there's a lot of versatility there. And again, I think that that's a good thing to look for when gift giving with clothing. I feel like my hair's calmed down since we started, which I'm here for it. I like it. Good work, hair. Okay, let's talk about the less pricey gifts that I have on my list. So this is like the $30 to $50 range, and we'll start with the cotton robes that I kicked out of the first group. So these are also from Etsy. They're repurposed saris. Some of them are silk. There are a lot of repurposed sari robes that have been made from repurposed saris that are in silk. And there are plenty on Etsy that haven't been tie-dyed. I just really love the look of this, like tie-dyed, over-dyed, you know? This is probably the best example. So it's kind of hard to see the shape, but it's a cotton robe. It's just again, sort of like very loose, size versatile cotton robe with a tie and pockets. It's been sewn from a couple of different saris sewn together, right? Like there was this one, and then there was this blue one. And then after those saris were all cut up and sewn together into this robe, it was dyed with this black dye. And I just think the look is so wonderful. And again, it looks like it might have cost more. Like if this was at Anthropologie, it would be $150 rather than the, I think like $28 or $30 that they actually cost on Etsy. And again, I bought these from a small, independently owned business in India. Shipping wasn't bad when I got them. That wasn't during the holiday season, so I can't vouch for them right now, but I know that they shipped in a pretty timely fashion when I bought them over the summer. And especially when it was super hot, I was just living in them. I just have these two, and I was just wearing them all the time. This one is a little bit more of the sort of like earthy minimalist version, whereas this one is a little bit more exciting. Again, like especially if you're looking for something for like $30, but that is special and that feels like it could fit a lot of different kinds of styles, and also maybe something that someone might not buy for themselves, might not seek out for themselves. I just think that those robes make fantastic gifts. I think that cookbooks make really good gifts, especially nice cookbooks, because I think that that's a thing that people sometimes don't think to buy themselves. It's like if you cook from a cookbook, you end up just cooking from your same old cookbook over and over. And if you like to cook or like to cook from cookbooks, but you don't like keep up with cookbook releases, then maybe you didn't find out when a really great one was released, or a really great one was released, but it's like full color, beautiful binding, and it costs $30, and it just didn't feel like an amount that you're able to spend at that time, blah, blah, blah. And so then when a holiday comes around, if someone like gets you a cookbook like that, it can make a really great gift. And it also can be very impactful, because then the person takes that cookbook and they start cooking and eating things they hadn't cooked and eaten before. And it's like a part of everyday life, you know? So cookbooks that I've received as gifts have really like made their way into my life in a serious way. And I love giving cookbooks as gifts. So I have a couple to recommend. The first one is this, which is by Melissa Clark, who writes recipes for the New York Times. It's called Dinner. She famously started the sheet pan dinner craze, which is something I'm really passionate about. It's like you just put all the ingredients on a sheet pan and cook it in the oven, and it makes like the whole meal, starch, vegetable, and protein all together. She also has a book called Dinner in an Instant. That's like an Instant Pot cookbook, Instant Pot version kind of this cookbook. So if you're giving a cookbook to someone who has an Instant Pot, that is a must. But I love this. I cook from this book a lot. And the other cookbook writer who I really like is Ottolenghi. Possibly Ottolenghi's most famous cookbook is the Jerusalem cookbook, and I do highly recommend that. But I have two other ones here. Plenty is all vegetables. So if you're giving a cookbook to a vegetarian, then first double check to make sure they don't already own Ottolenghi Plenty, because it's like such a good vegetarian and vegetable cookbook. And if they don't, then you got to give them this. I also really like Ottolenghi Simple. It's like recipes that have fewer ingredients or take less time or for some reason are just like quicker or simpler. So I get a lot of use out of this cookbook too. These are probably my 3 most used cookbooks right now, and I think any one of them would make a fantastic gift. Ooh, this next one, I'm so excited to tell you about it. Where is it? This is the Manta Sleep Mask. So I take sleep very seriously, and they sent one of these to me like over a year ago. I fell in love with it, and I've been using it ever since then, and I've just never managed to talk about it. And since then, I've actually purchased a couple of these, like one for Joe and one for myself. It's just, I really like having my eyes covered when I'm sleeping, having it be dark. And I've gone through so many masks like this, and this is just the first really, really good one that I've ever found. It's like the first and last, kind of. So the thing that makes it so great is that it's got the part that covers the eyes. They're Velcro and they're removable. So this is the strap. And it's very sturdy and it has Velcro. And then this is the little cup that goes over your eyes and it Velcros to the strap. This is great for a couple of reasons. One, you can put them wherever you want. So you can like move them closer together or further apart to make sure that they're a perfect match for your eyes and they like perfectly line up with your eyes. So it is very one size fits all, but they're also great because you can take them off, you can unVelcro them and put them in the wash. And my eye masks tend to always get super gross and grody because I have all this skincare on, right? But then I was like never remembering to wash them because I didn't want them to be in the wash, but then I couldn't wear them. But with this, I have like 3 or 4 sets of the eye cups. And so when they're dirty, I just unVelcro them and put them in the wash. And then I just put the other cups on and start wearing them. And so it solved all of my problems. Joe uses one, I use one. They make extra large eye cups for people with long eyelashes, which I really like. They make a version of the band that's weighted, which I really like. There's all this like mixing and matching going on. You can pick the eye cups you want and you can pick the band that you want. And it's a little bit on the pricey side. It's like $30 or something, which is one of the reasons it's a good gift because I feel like that's like a great price for a good gift, but is a little on the high end if someone's like buying something like this for themselves. And it's just, who wouldn't want one? Like who wouldn't want the best designed sleep mask that gives you the most, like it blocks out light completely in my experience. Like you put it on and it's like you're in a completely pitch dark room, even if there are lights shining all around you. And I just feel this is also a really good like gift for the person who has everything. You know what I mean? Or like your weird uncle who you're not sure what to get him or something like that. Like I just feel like it's key. So I kind of want to get some for people. I haven't gotten any of these for anyone except Joe. But I feel like maybe I should. Maybe I should get one for everyone. Okay, 2 more. We're almost done. Nail polish. I have become aware recently that, so here's the thing. There's no beauty stuff in here, is there? There's like fashion. You know what I mean? There's like fashion and jewelry, but there's no makeup. This is the closest we're coming to makeup, talking about nail polish. The reason that I'm not including makeup and that kind of beauty stuff in here is that you guys already know what makeup I think is good. Like, I don't need to be like gift guide, like the Rose Ink concealer or a Pat McGrath palette. It's like most of you watch me, like, you know about makeup, and you're probably okay with trying to figure out which makeup to give your friend who loves makeup, but you don't need me to tell you that. But the other thing is, I think for a lot of beauty lovers, which is a lot of you who are watching this channel, other people in your life don't necessarily like makeup or wear makeup. So one of the hard things about buying gifts is you're like, well, I know what I like. I like makeup, but I don't know what Sally likes because she doesn't wear makeup, but I want to give her something. Like, and it's like the things you like to buy and therefore you like to buy for other people are in that realm, but makeup isn't the thing for Sally. But Sally might wear nail polish. This is a thing I've learned recently. A lot of the people in my life who don't wear makeup very much, and the people who are a little overwhelmed when I'm like, I got these blushes in PR, will you take some off my hands? And they're like, I don't really wear blush. You probably should give it to someone else. But then when I'm like, do you want some nail polish? They're like, oh yeah, I love nail polish. There are a lot of people who don't wear makeup but do wear nail polish, and they're excited to like have their nail polish collection expanded. I've found out about this because I've been wearing this nail polish from Static Nails. I really like this brand, Static Nails, and I'm not affiliated with them at all. Like, they've never sent me PR. They don't have affiliate links or anything like that. The links to their site aren't monetized. It's just they have like a regular friend referral program. So when people buy Static Nails through my links, I get like store credit, So since I've been wearing them for like over a year, and whenever I wear this nail polish on my channel or I talk about it, I put my referral link down below. There's always this store credit piling up at Static, and I already have enough nail polish, so I've been trying to figure out who to buy nail polish for to like offload my store credit. And I've been asking like my sister and my cousins, and they're all like, oh yeah, we'll take it. We love nail polish. And that makes me think that it's a good gift idea. And Static specifically, they have these like palettes. So I don't have like an intact one, but I'll put a picture up, and I have the little bottles. So you can get like a set of like these mini bottles, like 6 of them with a bottle this size of the primer and the top coat. And Static is amazing because the manicures last for like a week before they start to chip, sometimes 10 days for me. I just find them really long lasting. But to get that effect, you do have to use their base coat and their top coat. It's the combination of the base coat and the top coat and the Static Nails nail polish that makes my nails last a really long time. Those little palettes, it's like $45 or $50 for like the set. And I think that makes a really good gift. So that's the thing that I'm mainly recommending. Nail polish in general, I think, can be a good gift from a beauty lover to someone who doesn't wear very much makeup. Static Nails specifically, those palettes make a really good gift. If you're shopping outside of those palettes, their nail polish remover is very innovative and amazing. The last time I checked the site, though, it was sold out. Might still be sold out, but it's odorless, and it takes a little bit of a long time. It's sort of like an oil. You use the dropper to drop it on your nails, and you let it sit there for a while, and then you wipe it off. And I usually have to do that 2 or 3 times before I get it all off. But it's worth it not to have my like room fill with the smell of acetone. And it's also worth it not to have my nails all like dried out and like cracking because of regular traditional nail polish remover, because this is very nourishing and doesn't do that. So I recommend those from Static. And then I just wanted to share with you my 3 favorite. This is called Rob the Bank, and it's my favorite neutral color that Static makes. This is my favorite bright. It's called Cabana Boy. I actually know that Cabana Boy has been sold out for a while, but I'm sharing it with you anyway. And then this is the holiday one that I've been wearing recently that I really love. It's what I have on my nails right now. It's called Pop Fizz Clink. I didn't think I would like it as much as I do, but I actually love it. I did something I almost never do. I painted my nails with the same nail polish twice in a row because I liked it so much. So those are my faves from Static. And then my last recommendation is pretty simple and obvious in case you forgot that this makes a good gift: framed photos. And I'm sort of on this train this year in particular because we have some pictures from when we got married, and some of those pictures are going to make really great gifts for people. So what I've done is just had some of them printed online. I used the service Printique, but there are a couple of really great online photo printers. I mean, like, the internet is awash with them, I feel like, right now. They're not that expensive, even to get like a quite big beautiful glossy print. If you have a good quality, like a high pixel file, like a high quality file, you can get a beautiful big print for just a couple of dollars. It's just not that expensive. And then the expense is in the frame. But rather than getting the print printed and framed online, like if you do that, if you go to Printique and you have like a framed print made, that'll be like $150 because the frame is expensive. But I've just gotten the prints printed online, and then I'm going to go and find a frame in person that fits the print. And in that way I can look in the like clearance section at Michael's or something. I can like go looking in person for good deals, or I could go to TJ Maxx or Marshall's or something and just it's like when you have something framed, it's very expensive. When you just find a frame, that's just like, there are all of these frames out there that are just inexpensive because no one's bought them or no one wanted them or they're on sale or something. So that's my plan for a lot of people. I've gotten these prints and I'm going to go find frames for them and then put them in the frames myself and give them as gifts. Okay, that's it. Everything will be linked down below. Please keep an eye out if you're curious for the Baba sweater review, because I am planning to do like a crack job on that review, but I'm worried that people won't click on it because I usually review makeup on my channel and it'll be a bit of a departure for me because I'll be reviewing fashion. But I promise that even if you're not into fashion, it's going to be an entertaining video. I'm gonna go. If you have any really good gift ideas, put them in the comment section down below. Let's help each other out. And also, I love gift giving so much that I'm like morbidly curious about what you're giving as gifts to your besties and your family this year. So especially if there's anything kind of creative, different, entertaining, let us know. I'd love to read those comments from you. Thank you for being here. And don't forget to take extra good care of yourself this whole holiday season, so that you can be the most effective version of yourself as you do your work in the world.